In this video, we are going to talk about the customization of the program. We have talked so much about this customization, so right now we are going to see what we can customize in the forensics report. We have already seen the general settings in which we can modify some things, from the case folder, the language, the log level, the proxies to set up, and the printers. In here we have these areas of customization for the autocomplete settings, in which we can set up all the suggestions that we can see inside the program. Of course, we have some of them. We have documents type, credential types, storage media types, appellation, but of course we can always create a new type of autocomplete setting. String format. So also here, this is the area in which we can define how the things are going to be represented and written, let me say. So as for the case name, the person, the extraction, the storage medium, so everything that the way the word the word order of the information. And for the last one, we have the script settings in order to create some sort of shortcut to the application and features that we have in our machine, that we need to create this link between the program and those applications to speed up the analysis. For instance, adding the Celebrate Reader as a script. Those configurations we have seen that can be exported in order to share with some colleagues, and it can include the autocompletes, the evidence, the tools, the reports, the string formats, templates, and the examiner itself. I don't have any scripts, so anyway it can be exported as well. By using this button, of course, we can import those configurations that maybe a colleague that has provided to us. But of course, we were in the generals. We have speak so much about the customization of the evidences. So by opening this area, let's open it bigger, we have all the type of evidences that we usually work with in our lab. So we have seen also in the previous videos that we have smartphone, tablet, SIM cards, computer, hard disk, SSD, USB pen, and so on. By clicking the dedicated button, we can create, for instance, a new evidence. We can, of course, define the icon by selecting from here. So we have all the icons needed, and we can select the proper one. So there's so much. So let's like add one randomly. So we have created our new evidence. We can define the string format and add all the properties that we need to inform inside the final report. So maybe the caliber, we can add the color, and for each property we can create those regular expression and add values in order to add all the information super quickly inside the property that we have just created. Let's for instance see the smartphone that we have already seen during the other videos. And as for smartphone, you see on the top we have smartphone, manufacturer, model, IMEI, and eventually the second IMEI. This is the string format and how we are going to see the evidence as smartphone inside the program. As you remember, if when we added the smartphone, we are going to see smartphone, Apple, model if we have it, and IMEI unknown, because we were just still waiting for the IMEI information. For the smartphone, we had these properties that we see. We have seen them during the other videos. So as properties, we have the manufacturer, and for the manufacturer we have the suggestions, so the Samsung, Apple, Huawei, Xiaomi, LG. If maybe the LG is not really coming to our lab anymore, we can just delete it or eventually modify with another maybe strange Chinese manufacturer. So to update the list, the same will be with the model, the IMEI, maybe eventually a second IMEI, the serial number, and some notes. So of course, just for the manufacturer we have some suggestion, but if we would like to add a new property, we can just add it and then add some values. So it's super simple to create a new evidence to our list, so you can actually modify this list and change it completely from digital evidence to physical one or to any other evidence that you usually have to in your lab. So we spoke about the evidences, but of course we can also define the tools. So let's open it bigger. These are all the tools that for now are already recognized by the forensics report. Maybe some of them you use it in your lab, and while importing into the forensics report, you already have all the information. For each tool, you have the logo, the description, as we have seen in the final report. This is still that general text that we write once in order to explain what is this specific tool that we usually use in our lab, that maybe the judge or all the people that needs to read the final report doesn't know. So it's good to have also a description with a photo. And we also inform about the report that can be used in order to open the extracted data. So for Cellebrite UFED, we can just use Cellebrite Reader and not all the other. And these are all the type of extraction that are consented by Cellebrite. For each extraction, if you hover with the mouse on the top, you can modify the name, of course, or maybe delete it, change the color of the specific extraction, but of course you can also configure the automatic recognition. So this is the area, you drag and drop the file here, the acquisition log. You can verify the hash codes, and you can use all these areas, such as in a way is a sort of importer that consent the automatic recognition of the acquisition log, and in order to recognize the acquisition log you can use and fill all this area with the regular expressions. And this can be done for all the type of extraction and all of the type of tools that we have and we can add to the program. So here we can add a new report, here we can add a new type of extraction. And from here, of course, we can add a new type of instrumentation. So maybe if in your lab you work with a specific tool that you usually work with, you just create a new tool, configure it by adding the description, the logo, the report to use in order to open the extraction, and the type of extraction that you can perform with that tool. So as far as you can see, we can confirm that now the program is completely customizable according to the end user needs and the lab usual activities. So you have seen all the areas and now you are free to set up your program.